Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Dalton at Dalton Teddy NCTFs, and welcome to episode 3 of Cartoon Mondays. This time, I'm going to do the video pre-recorded again, just to see how it works, because this time I now know what I'm doing with the slideshow and everything a little bit more. Sorry, I thought I heard a doorbell ring. But, yeah. So, TaleSpin for this episode, if you haven't seen by the title or the screen, or the thumbnail. Not a whole lot to start off with other than, it started off in 1990 as a premiere or preview to the Disney Channel, and it later that year became part of the Disney Afternoon. It was a spin-off of the Jungle Book movie from 1967. Really nice start. It took place in a fictional city named Cape Suzette, and, it was a harbor city, so... And around the city there was these cliffs just coming around with a little opening in the middle, big enough for a few airplanes. And I'll get more into that here in a little bit, but overall, it took place in the early 20s to late 30s, somewhere in there. But again, it was all fiction, so... But you'll hear things like, you'll see things taking place like, television robots, and then it was out of place, but you'd hear, oh, TV, that sounds like a crazy idea. No one would ever buy that. So it just kind of mixed in weird. But as far as characters coming back from, Jungle Book to TaleSpin, you have Baloo. Now, Baloo, is pretty much the same as he was in Jungle Book. He was, all about relaxation and having fun. He didn't want to just work. It was all about him and his freedom, basically. And that's why he didn't like Rebecca Cunningham taking over his business after he neglected to pay the bills. But he wasn't responsible, so she owns, Hire for Hire and his Sea Duck plane. And in the first 4 episodes named Plunder and Lightning, it was a 4-part episode for the pilot episode. I don't want to make that a pun, even though it is a good pun. It starts off, Blues at Louie's, which, we'll get more into that here in a minute. And then, it goes back after a kid named Kit Cloudkicker just falls onto his plane, basically. And Kit Cloudkicker has become basically the new type of Mowgli type character that, Mowgli was in Jungle Book, so he's kind of adopted by Baloo, and you'll hear Blue call him Little Britches, or, Kit call him Papa Bear. So there's that. Nice little duo, Kit sometimes tries to keep Blue on the right track. Then you got, Rebecca's daughter Molly, who, she's just a 6-year-old that's full of adventure and wants to just have fun all the time. And then you've also got Wildcat, who is Baloo's kind of best friend, but at the same time, he's also the mechanic, and he's not very bright of a mechanic. I mean, all he knows is fixing machinery. If it's broken, he'll fix it. That's pretty much how Wildcat is. Sorry, my voice got a little weird there. Then you've got, reoccurring characters from the Jungle Book like King Louie, or, Louie, who was known as King Louie back in the movie. But, he's not a king anymore. He just owns kind of a truck stop for pilots, so a pilot stop or something like that. Plane stop. But it's a little kind of restaurant type thing. He serves smoothies and milkshakes and stuff like that, because you can't have alcohol on a kid's show. So he sells smoothies, ice cream, food, that sort of thing. And then you've got Shere Khan. He is the main kind of business head, I guess, type thing, overall in the series. He owns, Khan Industries, or Enterprises, sorry. And he's got his own group of pilots, which most of the pilots look a lot like Bagheera from Jungle Book. So that's how you get Bagheera in there. You get a bunch of Black Panthers as, Khan Enterprises pilots. So there's that. And Shere Khan's pretty much the same, very proper, I'd say, as far as, how he presents himself and everything. And whenever he's angry or wants to get his point across, you'll see those claws pop out, or he'll just show you his claws, like saying, "I mean business. You mess with me, you mess everything up. I will cut you to ribbons." So there's that. Then you've got the air pirates, which, one first characters actually show up on the series is Don Carnage, the captain of the air pirates. Kind of ruthless, but also kind of crazy pirate. I mean, speaks with kind of a Spanish, French-ish accent. It's hard to determine, but it sounds more like kind of a Spanish fake accent. And he is voiced by Jim Cameron, so you gotta love the character for that. And he's got his own group of pirates, being just so many of them. Three that I can name right off the bat are Mad Dog, kind of the whiny, why does it have to be me type of pirate. Dump Truck, he's kind of a stereotype of people in Europe being mainly like German, Norwegian, Swedish, or Swiss. So some of those, because you'll hear some things that are kind of stereotypes from him. Then you've got Ratchet, which is their mechanic, which sounds like a transformer to me. If you get the joke. Well, obviously, because Ratchet, yeah. Okay, and, just so many other pirates on his crew. There was one named Hacksaw, who's kind of crazy and just maniac. Then there are some other characters, I don't remember all of them right off the bat, but there is quite a bit of characters in the series. And it is a pretty good series in my opinion. I mean, it's one of the better ones for, Disney Afternoon or Toon Disney in the early to mid 90s. And it came on again. That's, how I remember watching it is, it was like 2 or 3. It was on Disney Channel. And so I watched it quite a bit every day, pretty much, or every time that it was on, I had to watch it. And as far as other like merchandise type stuff, there was the cassettes that had 15 episodes that didn't have the pilot episode, but there was only like 15 episodes on like 5 to 6 cassette or VHS tapes. Almost messed up there. I don't want people coming at me with pitchforks and torches. But then you had the DVD releases. You had Volume 1, which had episodes 1 through 27 in late 2006. Then in 2007, you had Volume 2, which had 28 through 54. And then you had Volume 3 come out, which had the last 11 episodes from, last year, October, I believe. So I plan on picking up all those DVDs here at some point. They shouldn't cost too much. But then you had the video games being, from NES, Sega Genesis, and Game Boy. So 3 video games. I think they're pretty much all the same type, same game. But you had all those that came out, I think, in 91 or later, sometime early 91. But as far as the series goes, I really enjoyed it. Again, it was a really great series. It had a lot of good moments and a lot of great lessons being taught. One in particular was in an episode called Save the Tiger. Blue saved Shere Khan from a deadly plane crash by propping the wing of his plane up on it and keeping it level until they were able to land. And Shere Khan told him, I'm indebted to you. I do not, one thing that I do is I do not make, I do not keep myself in debt to people. So I keep it, my debt's paid and do not break any deals. So he told Blue anything he wants, just name it, take your time. And Blue starts just naming off things. He gets it. Then he starts taking advantage of Shere Khan, and then he starts to learn his lesson after being kidnapped, and people risk their own lives and their own careers to save him from, this. And he learns that, I probably shouldn't have taken advantage of Shere Khan like that and, cost you guys your livelihood. So that's kind of how every episode is. Blue learns something after trying some scheme to get his plane back and just take off and be free. But in the end of each episode, he does learn his lesson. And that's one thing I do like, especially for a kids show like TaleSpin was. Now, as far as planes, you had the Sea Duck, which was Blue's plane. It was a fictional plane, so don't bother trying to look up a real plane based on it unless you look at the kinds that it was inspired from. All I know is that in the show the plane was called a Conwig L-16. Then you've got, Shere Khan's aircraft, which are just 3 propellered planes. You had one at the center of the plane, then one on each wing. Pretty cool looking planes too. I mean, you got the kind of burgundy color with the white through it, then the Shere Khan logo. As far as the pirates, they had a giant airship called the Iron Vulture, and it, the front of it looked like the beak of a vulture or some bird of prey. Really cool looking aircraft. As far as the individual pirates' planes, they were all pretty much the same type of plane. They were kind of sought after the GB, I think is what it was called. But they were all, triplanes. And they had a bunch of machine guns, and they had little pontoons, and some of them had regular landing gear. And the way they kept the pirates out of the city of Cape Suzette is they had cannons all over the cliff. And only, certain planes were allowed in, so basically anything but pirates were allowed to fly through without getting shot at by the cannons. And which, Don Carnage finds a way to get through in the pilot episode, but you'll have to see that. As far as toys, Playmates released a few toys. You had, the individual figures, which you can probably see right now. Then you had a giant-sized blue figure. Then they released the Sea Duck in kind of a super deformed scale. Then you also had, I think it was just the plane itself. I don't know if it came with Don Carnage, but he had his own little plane that he flew in. And yeah, not bad for toys for TaleSpin. But again, I really enjoyed the series. I don't know if they'd be able to bring it back again as a full, revamped series. But what I would like to see is them try to air it again on Disney. Just re-air it. I don't know if that would work though. But, it's one of those series that, it was really great when it first came out, but I don't know if it could come back again like it did, when it first premiered. But if you have, any opinions on the show, or if you think it deserves a chance to come back, let me know down below and see if it would come back, as, a good toy line, good series. Those are the 2 things I think would make it great, is if it had a great toy line to go along with the cartoon. But, like I said, let me know down below what you think. And that's pretty much it for this episode. So yeah, 13 minutes now. Hopefully it turns out better than, last month's episode. And that's one thing I'm going to be doing now, is I'm going to be doing it monthly instead of every 2 weeks. That way I can have a chance to watch all the episodes of the series, which hopefully episodes will continue to get better from here. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next episode will be next month right around the same time. It will probably be over Darkwing Duck. So more information on that at the beginning of next month. And not on April Fool's, because I'm not going to do that to you guys. But hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in my next video, and here on Wednesday for my next review. So if you want, check out my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All that stuff is going to be down in the description below. You can check that out along with the theme song to TaleSpin. And I might put the 2 channels that I found the episodes on down in the description as well, so you can check those episodes out and watch them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. So until then, be safe, be awesome, and keep on trucking. So see you then.